So Fibonacci Papi is back, and we're discussing now what happened in the previous week, right? So in my previous videos, you guys were along for the journey on how we would trade on our demo account and how you guys should be trading on your guys' real accounts. You know, I don't trade real accounts, guys. Just know that I never trade real accounts, so I'm always making demo withdrawals and demo deposits. So this previous week, when we deposited our first 3,000 rand, we took it up to about 7,500, which gave us a profit of 4,500. And after that, we hit out two stop losses at break even. That was around about this point, on the Tuesday when we were busy tackling the news and everything. I showed you guys the entries, I showed you guys the psychology when entering this trade, and I on a personal level got to see where my mistakes are. You guys won't know because you guys don't know the strategy fully yet. You understand? Here and there you guys can grasp the strategy. Those who have a really sharp eye and a sharp understanding of you know trading, you guys will be able to see exactly what is being done and where and what is being looked at the different times when we trade. So when I felt that I wasn't confident with these trades, I had like strict risk management procedures in place to ensure that the loss is gonna be minimal, and hopefully no loss in the end. But so we hit out two break evens, and we then decided we're gonna switch our bias because once the 4 hour, which is like our chart that we look for guide look to for guidance, we once it starts showing us that we're no longer in the right direction, there's no use trying to fight the market, you know and forcing things to be in your direction. So once we saw the change, we took it down. We're still taking it down. We On our new account that we deposited into, we have ran it up to 15,780, which gives us roughly a profit of 50, no, roughly a profit of 12,780. So if you add total the total for the week, it's about what, 16, 17, almost 18 grand. But that's not the point. The point is, I need to teach you guys how to build a structure around your plan with regards to making money in trading. So as I was explaining to you guys in the earlier on video, that I'm making this withdrawal just to discipline myself from over trading and not banking profits, which can be a very very dangerous thing not to do, because you can easily overtrade and that's going to be a problem. So withdraw, reset, redeposit, then you're looking at the charts from like a fresh perspective, and you make better decisions. And what also a benefit is that on my broker, that you can sign up on my broker in the link that I provided. You can sign up there and you will get like a bonus, a 20% bonus. And the benefit of depositing again is you get that bonus again. So it's, for me, that's just how I operate, but not necessarily for you guys to do the same, because at the end of the day, each man is going to build his own thing, and his own system. And that's the point of these videos, to get you guys to build your own system. You can copy and paste my system, right? But it's going to take time for you to learn it. But using my system and the guidelines that I'm showing you guys, you can build your own system and have it work for you. So now we have this trade running at break even. Okay, we're obviously gonna trail our stop loss as the market moves down towards a take profit, secure whatever profits or that we can down this way. And in the meantime, we're going to we're going to do our withdrawal right on a Monday to bank our profits for the week, redeposit another 3,000 rand, and see what we can do from there. Okay, you guys will be obviously along for the journey, but also what I want to do is I want to help those who come across my videos and are new to forex. I want to give them something as well to be able to learn and study so that they can get onto the level where they can understand the advanced stuff. So this video that I made now was not really to do any analysis, because most of the analysis is being done on Sunday before market open. We'll obviously do reanalyze and see, but obviously once Asia develops, once a bit of London develops, we'll know exactly where we can place our trades. And if not, we have an existing trade running already. So therefore on Monday there will be no pressure for us to actually enter the market. It being a dangerous time in the market, Monday and Fridays, to be in the market you really need to know what you're doing. So we have to be patient. We have to see, we have to trade what we see and not what we think, because at the end of the day I thought Nasdaq was gonna go all the way up here, but price action developed otherwise, and we had to take advantage of the price action regardless of how it plays out. And that's the qualities that a good trader needs. He needs to be able to adapt in the moment, and that's the type of qualities that I would like you guys to develop through watching my videos. And the content is really valuable. The videos might be a bit crappy, but the content, the content is where it's at. And hopefully as this channel develops, I can gain access to more resources that will enable me to provide better format for the videos that are to come. And usually in times like this, I also want to give you guys some advice. In times like this, you should practice using the rough. Okay, so let's go into the derived and see, basically, with all the knowledge that we have accumulated from the Nasdaq and learning Nasdaq, how can we apply it to different markets? Because at the end of the day, the markets operate very similar. Here and there they have different characteristics, but overall the markets, they earlier on I did analyze the volatility 75 just to see potential setups and what we can expect from the market. So if you can see now, we are on a serious downtrend, but we're forming this sort of channel in this area. We're forming a sort of channel in this area. We're at the bottom of the channel, so potentially we could see that we shift bullish, but also at the same time could be breaking out. And we're not going to look too deep into the Wyckoff schematic part of this, because at the end of the day this could be like one accumulation and we could be right now in the spring and be moving up, but there's always a possibility that we could move down, and we need to go deeper into the lower time frames to see and confirm that we're not we're doing what we believe that the market is going to do, right? So on the H4, there's not really much that we can see happen, but there was some liquidity taken here lost, and there was liquidity taken above this high lost. There wasn't no real supply or demand zone. And then here on the 1 minute, 1 hour, excuse me, we have this liquidity taken out into this demand zone. Okay, we have liquidity taken, and then we have this liquidity that still holds, and we find ourselves right now in the demand zone. So we have this demand zone that we have out here. We currently find ourselves in that demand zone. And look on the 15 minute. 15 minutes not gonna tell us much. But we can look on the 1 minute. On the 1 minute we can see that there's no real schematic that's really playing out here. And if you look at the most recent push, what happened here, there should have been some sort of schematic that drove it down. You can see if we can find the price action. Okay, so what we have here currently, this point over here would be our bias climax. This could be a secondary test in phase B, but it's not a schematic that I like, because I don't want to see the secondary tests really break above the bias climax. The secondary test in phase B, yes, and then the spring, of course, it needs to be. But regardless, this is a schematic. It played out, right? Your entry would have obviously placed it somewhere in this region. Okay, you can see also the RSI heavily overbought in this area. So there was a strong confluence to really take this market down, and it went down. But now we find ourselves at an area where we could stagnate, and perhaps perform some sort of accumulation and then a markup from here. But from what I currently see on price, I don't see much. I would take this and argue and say this was the seller's climax. I wouldn't know where exactly would the psychological level be, but this is the seller's climax. I would say this is the secondary test. You can get a little bit more action here down. Secondary test in phase B, maybe some more, and we'll get some spring action. But right now I see that we just in this area, and we are accumulating, but also this accumulation could end up being a reaccumulation. That's just how I see the market. So we're gonna react and predict at the same time. That's the nature of Wyckoff. Like Wyckoff, if you get in on the spring, you'll be getting in on the lowest point that you could possibly get in on, and that gives you that sniper entry that you guys are looking for when you're trading. But remember, getting in on the spring, we don't know if the spring is really forming. We're just guessing and we're just seeing, okay, based on what certain things are telling us, like the RSI, or based on where we are currently at with price in terms of supply and demand zones. You need to see all of that and see and understand why are things happening the way it's happening. Like, why would I not just take this double bottom here and be like, oh, it's a double bottom, let me enter here. Okay, I would have been in profit for a little while, but right now I would have either been hit at break even, or my stop loss would have been hit now because these lows are being taken right now. Okay, so now you understand why it's better to trade a system that is mechanical, that you can see happen, that is not subjective to a trend line, or I don't know, support and resistance, or you actually see how price develops in that particular area, and then after that take your trade. So now on the 5 minute, what you can see the actual psychological level. Okay, would be over here. Why I say that? Because the support and resistance over here, or let me say the support level. So everyone buys and then all of a sudden it just drops through. So this is the last point at which the market had to decide what it's doing, and it obviously chose to break through. Okay, so we currently making the seller's climax, automatic rally, secondary test in phase B could be happening right now, and then we could see maybe this level break, give us a, a Quasimodo pattern, or the normal break and retest optimal trade entry of ICT, or it goes up and then comes down, make one more low, and then we want to maybe enter in on that low to take the market higher. But we'll see, because you never know. If we get 1 hour closure below this demand zone, then obviously that renders that trade invalid. But also you need to kind of do back testing and see that, because there is a chance it could break below, right, and not continue but actually make the reversal. You'd have to see whether you trust the break or you trust the schematic more. Because if you trust the schematic more, I believe you'll have a higher success rate. If you trust the break, it could always be a fake break, but the schematic won't lie, because at the end of the day, the schematic will show you exactly, like, when it's done, when it's over, right? And when the schematic is over, you can get in on a trade, but you're gonna be on a very impulsive move, no real retracements, and your risk to reward is going to be a bit out. So, like now, we have 30 minutes before this 1 hour closes, which in my mind is we have 30 minutes for basically the schematic to kind of play out, to tell us, okay, we're going to the upside. And if not, then I mean, we don't trade. It's as simple as that. We sit on our hands, we wait for price action to play out, because at the end of the day, we had a major liquidity grab here. We have a major bullish, bearish trend, and we did have an accumulation or distribution pattern play out here, and we did get an impulse to the downside. So, but also at the same time, we did have an impulse to the upside. So this could be the retracement, or this whole move was the retracement, and this impulse pulse is not anything to really be worried about, because it's in, the bearish order flow of things. So as it goes on, we will see and see if we can get into an end. And if we get into an end, I will definitely take a video and explain to you guys what I saw when taking that entry. Have a good Easter weekend, guys. I will speak to you either on Sunday evening or Monday morning. Have a good one, guys.